Welcome to Battleborn Believers. My name is Christy. I will be sharing several experiences by two sisters in Christ and one experience of my own. This first experience is by a dear sister in Christ, Julianne from Australia. I call her my distant cousin, or she would say cuz, because we have so much in common we could talk for days. I did a video named God Showed Me Heaven and Hell, which I will list below. And after she watched my video, she replied, I will be sharing what she wrote, and next week I will be doing an interview with Julianne, and she will be sharing much more with us. This is what she wrote. I've been to hell too. Demons were arriving me on a backboard or stretcher of some kind, hissing at each other. Don't wake her up. We've got to get her into the hole. I noticed that it was hard to breathe because of the sulfuric air. I lay there, eyes shut, while I tried to distinguish where I was and what was going on. And I heard torturous screams off in the distance. The travel slowed, and I heard a scraping sound, which sounded like a heavy door being opened. I knew I had to move now, and as I jumped up, I screamed, Jesus, help me! The greenish gloom was instantly split by brilliant light that I had to shade my eyes from. Then he called me, and I traveled up and out in a blaze of light. I looked back and even remembered now that I saw 30 years ago. Makes me nauseous. It was horrible. There was an enormous iron gate that slammed shut behind me. Horror is the only word for what I saw. I looked back into the light and saw my salvation. In Yeshua, I trust. Thank you, Julianne, for sharing. If you have any dreams you would like to share, please write me at battlebornbelievers@gmail.com or go to my website where you can also write or leave your experience on a blog I will share at battlebornbelievers.com. The next thing I will be sharing is from a sister in Christ from Pennsylvania. She shared 3 dreams that I'm going to share with you now. In my first dream, about 8 to 10 years ago, I was probably in my mid-upper teens. I was rescuing children from a battlefield. Bullets were flying overhead. I needed to get these children to safety. I pictured myself carrying 2 little girls that I knew. Now they are grown up, one in each arm. Then I woke up. The second dream I had in early 2020. Once again, I was rescuing children from a battlefield, bullets flying. This time I was carrying a young boy about 8 to 10 years old. He was wounded and bleeding as I carried him. I woke up. In both dreams, I woke up before I got to safety, but also I had a unique sense that I was not hurt, although what I was doing was very dangerous. I dreamed several years ago that I was in a town, Gallipolis, Ohio, driving down the main street, Route 7. We were in our Passat wagon, and I was driving. It was so dangerous to be out that one could feel the tension hang in the atmosphere. The only reason my mom and I were in town was to go shopping at Walmart. I've wondered why no men were with us if it was such a dangerous place to be out. I have a dad and a brother who would usually do what's dangerous to keep the women safe. So where were they? I honestly wonder if it will be safer for women to be out doing the shopping, etc., than for men to. What if men would be forcibly drafted, kidnapped for the army? Thank you for sharing, my sister in Christ from Pennsylvania. This is a dream I had just the other day. I was in a world that was full of chaos. The U.S. military were pretty much acting on their own because all systems of communication were down, and there were some highly trained military men that were very experienced, and they were fighting back, and we as civilians were helping them, and some of us were even doing missions with them because our country was in a state of war, World War III. We, the United States, had been invaded, but we were fighting back with everything we had, and the dream ended, and it left quite an impression on me. Now, this was an encounter I had just about a week ago. I was talking to God while laying in bed, and in the beginning, just before the vision started, I had been saying to God that He has been giving me so many dreams, and He has never shown me the rapture or His returning. And there has been so many other brothers and sisters in Christ having dreams or visions of His return. I'm not testing God or making demands. I just wanted some kind of confirmation that we are in the birth pains before His return because of the dreams I've been having, and this is what happened. As I said earlier, I was talking to God while lying in bed, in the beginning just before the vision started. All of a sudden, while watching a Christian video, there was an angel that appeared through the TV. FYI, this is not the first time he sent an angel through the TV. Maybe it's because it won't scare me as bad this way. I'm not really sure. And I then said to God, not the angel, "Will you tell me if you're returning soon?" I said it several times as the angel was telling me that he was coming soon. I can be quite slow sometimes. The room was filled with the presence of the Lord, and the angel had just so much patience and love in his eyes and continued speaking. He was repeating several times how he is coming soon. No one knows the day or the hour, he says, but he has been practicing saying hello forever. He then said it several different ways, 3 times. Hello forever. Hello forever. Hello forever. I am almost positive this was the same angel who years ago ministered to my spirit all night after being woken from a deep sleep. I had been fasting for days and had been in a spiritual battle and had a breakthrough. I will be doing a video on this in the near future. Back to the vision I had. After he practiced saying hello forever, all of a sudden my Google Help on my phone asked if there was something that it could do for me out of the blue. The phone was nowhere near me. And I said, "Give me a hug then." I don't know what prompted me to write that. And then the angel on the TV said, "I'm giving hugs right now, and don't worry, there is hope." I was praying with the angel when he began to pray. In my mind, I was praying for all the people of Russia and Ukraine because earlier that day I saw videos of what the people who have fallen victim of this world are going through and worried about how this will escalate into World War III. And all of a sudden, the angel says, "Don't worry, there is hope," and then begins to pray for the people of the foreign countries of Russia and Ukraine. He said, "There is hope. He is coming soon. Though we may go through trials and tribulations, we do not need to worry. He is coming soon." Then he started praying for the ones that can't hold their heads up and are weary and exhausted, and praying that he can give them renewed strength to hold their head up again and continue. And there is hope because the Lord is returning soon. At that time, I was having a hard time holding my head up. I was having a lot of neck pain, and I had been really discouraged lately. And he was addressing that in that moment. He encouraged me and was talking about the wedding feast and how amazing it's going to be and how glorious. It's going to be so fun, and that this is a party you don't want to miss. He said, "I'm going to cut loose at the wedding party. I have always been quite reserved, but at the wedding feast, I will be cutting loose. It's going to be such a happy day." And said again that he was practicing saying hello forever. Hello forever. Hello forever. This gave me such hope, and I knew I must share this with you all. If you have a story you would like to share anonymously or not, please write me at battlebornbelievers@gmail.com or go to battlebornbelievers.com. Thank you for joining me. God bless you.